Next matchup, UNC, Florida State, 7 p.m. Eastern kickoff. The Tar Heels are laying a dozen on the road, total 61 and a hook. And if you like the Noles in an upset at home, they're plus 350 for an outright victory. Now, Florida State's been victorious in just one out of their 4 games on the season. Really struggling. Winless in conference play. The Noles lost to Georgia Tech, Miami, Florida, and Notre Dame. And they averaged just 16 points per contest during that stretch. Matter of fact, they lost by an average of 20 points a game in those 3 conference losses. Meanwhile, their lone victory was a come-from-behind victory against Jacksonville State in their 3rd game of the season. Now, the Noles have thrown for 6 interceptions, and they've been sacked 15 times. The Noles have been using a combination of 3 different quarterbacks already through 4 games. It's kind of like quarterback, by committee here. Meanwhile, defensively, the big guys up front have mustered up a measly 3 sacks so far on the season. That's not going to get the job done. That's good for an average of just 0.7 sacks per game. They're way too athletic for that. They're taking on a very good UNC squad who's coming fresh off a 56-45 victory over the Virginia Tech Hokies. The Tar Heels are averaging 38 points per contest, while the big, hog mollies up front, they're clearing gaping holes for this UNC rushing attack up front. Running back Michael Carter's touched it 40 times for 413 yards and a couple of scores. Carter's averaging a staggering 10.3 yards per carry. Meanwhile, the workhorse, Javonte Williams, has carried it 45 times for 283 and has banged his way into the end zone 6 times through 3 games. This Tar Heel rushing attack is averaging nearly 250 yards on the ground alone per contest. Meanwhile, defensively, really creative stunts and creative looks have given this Tar Heel defense 11 sacks thus far in the year. Linebacker Chaz Surratt leads the team with 21 tackles and 3 sacks. And of course, defensive lineman Tamari Fox, the Fox brothers, he also has 11 solo tackles and 3 sacks himself. Now, scoring-wise, this UNC defense was holding their opponents to just 14 points per contest before their shootout with Virginia Tech. 2 out of their 3 games on the season stayed under the total of 61.5. Meanwhile, on the other side, FSU scoring just 18 points per contest. It really can't seem to be, they really can't seem to stay committed to one quarterback. So with all that said and done, give me the Tar Heels laying a dozen in the under 61.5 in that contest. Next and final matchup, it is going to be Bulldogs tied at 8 p.m. East. Alabama's -7 with the total at 59 flat. The Bulldogs of